Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar, and this is maybe the most difficult, talking about a book that I've ever tried to do on this channel because I feel like I can't talk about this book without spoiling it. And then thinking about that further, I don't think I can spoil it and still talk about it. It's there's so much going on in the course of, what is this, a 48 pager? Something like that. There's so much going on here. It's broken up into 4 sections. So we're going to talk a little bit about the book as in general before I get into specifics. And even once we get into specifics, I feel like you're just going to listen to me and go that's just a lot of confusion, Elizibar. And you're right. I feel like I need to talk to someone else about this book to help order my thoughts on it. Writing-wise and art-wise, this book is totally nailing it. We start with this very evocative cover. There's a couple covers, but this is the one I grabbed. It's good stuff. We open it up. We got some very dark and moody classic Batman stuff. That's the first section of the book. Second section, and where this is square bound, it's terrible. Look, I just opened it up, and now the book doesn't want to close. And then there's a second section in the book that's cleaner looking. It's not nearly as dark. There's a third section which is kind of set here. Like, we're going around the world. And then there's a fourth section which is like a bridge to another chapter. That other chapter doesn't exist yet. And in fact, I'm not going to show anything off from that. Now, the writing is great. Like, we start off, there's all these narrations from Alfred, and it's wonderful as a framing for the rest of the story. It sets things up nicely. Batman sounds like Batman. Alfred sounds like Alfred. Everybody sounds right, in my opinion. Even the Joker, who spends a lot of time trying to tell Batman this poem, and he can't ever quite get it out. And the story ends. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid showing off too much of the pages because I don't want to spoil things. The story ends where it began, with Alfred narrating. Now, this is book one, so there's got to be more. The art is just wonderful. I don't know how much of that is Greg Capullo himself and how much of it is the inker, because the inks, I thought, had absolutely wonderful energy. In fact, I'm going to just kind of put these two things side by side. On the left, you have like super dark normal Batman. On the right, you have this 2-page thing that I swear is like Aeon Flux inspired. Look at that. In either case, it looks gorgeous. Whether we're talking dark or clinical. Look at the very fast looking inks. Like, they make me feel like the story's moving, even when literally nothing is moving because he's strapped down to a table. That's an accomplishment, and I really appreciate that. And now my book cover will never close again from holding that open like that. When I read it, I'm sitting here trying to read this thing like this so that I don't do that to the book. It's ridiculous. I think square binding was a mistake. I don't think the cover is heavy-duty enough stock to resist what's going to happen to it. As to whether you should buy it or not, it's $6.99 for a square-bound 48-page thing. It's good. It's really good. There's depth here. There's subtlety. Pretty. It's crazy. It left me intrigued. Absolutely. You should go buy this if you haven't already. And as for... this is where spoilers start. So if you don't want spoilers, now is the time to check out. But even when I talk about spoilers, I think I'm going to sound confused. Okay, you've had your chance to leave. So spoilers abound. So we start off, Batman is in Gotham. Somebody's been leaving a little mark around town, and He investigates the center of the mark because it's Crime Alley, and that's where he finds this dead boy. He gets shot in the chest, and then he wakes up. He wakes up in an asylum. That's the panel with the fly. And all the characters in Batman, all the villains, are the staff at the asylum, which is Arkham Asylum. Somebody tells him, I think it was probably Alfred, tells him that he killed his parents. Boom! What? Turns out that was all an elaborate artificial world or something. It's not 100% clear exactly what was going on there. It totally harkens back to older stories, like there was an episode of the animated series, for example. And in that episode, Batman was kept asleep. He got to dream. And in that dream, he was Bruce Wayne. But as Bruce Wayne, he was restless and he couldn't stay there. He had to get out. He had to get back. He had to get to the world. Very typically Batman. You gotta admit, that's very typical Batman. Made for a great story there. It makes for a good story here because he has to get out. He's driven. And then we get to the third part, and he wakes up in the desert. And I feel like there's some significance to the desert. There's more significance to the fact that the first thing he sees is the Joker's head, which proceeds to start talking to him. So what happened? Where is he? What's going on? I'm not really sure. Did he actually leave that world? Or is this like another depth to the simulation? Like, I guess the question is, the post-apocalyptic world that they discuss all through the last part of the book, is it even real or is it part of the illusion? You know what I'm saying? I don't remember how the book was pitched. I don't remember what the plot arc was supposed to be. But it's good, and it's left me with so many questions, and no matter how much I think about it, my brain is just kind of left a jumble of different things thinking about this book. You know what? That is a really great thing. That is a great thing for any piece of literature to do, is you get to the end of it. And of course, the end of this is just somewhere in the middle of the story. There's at least one more book coming, probably two. I don't know how long this was supposed to be. But it left me thinking. Any good piece of literature should leave you thinking. Any fun piece of literature really should leave you thinking, even while you're thinking at the end is, boy, that was fun to read. Like, that's still thinking about it. And that's what a good story does. And I was left thinking about it and pondering it, and my thoughts are not in order yet. If you've got theories or whatever, I want to hear them in the comments below, because I feel like I need to talk to someone else to straighten all this out in my head. All right, that's where I'm going to leave you, because I don't know what else to say about it. I've really enjoyed it. I'm very intrigued by what's going on, and I think this is going to be an awesome story. Because the first part of it here was pretty darn awesome. I'll see you next time. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you are already subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube goes, yeah, you don't really want to be subscribed to that person. It takes you off. I'll see you next time, I hope. Till then, bye-bye.